So I got a celly, man. He got double life, and I'll never forget this dude. His name was Chocolate Thunder, Big Hurt.
Chocolate Thunder?
Yeah, this dude was about 6'8", bro.
Damn.
About 300 pounds, like ripped, bro. He's just one of these natural phenomenons of men, just 26-inch swole, right? Darker than you, man. Chocolate Thunder. And so we in the cell, man, my first night there. And you know how they did? They locked the door, lights out. And Chocolate Thunder's sitting there. And I'm sitting there, you know, I'm just trying to fill dude out. And he goes, you know, you sure are a pretty high yellow man. I go, man, what does that mean? You're a pretty man. I said, well, why are you telling me that? Because I'm going up in your butthole. And I was like, I'm not gay, dude.
That's not a request, partner.
And he said, dude, I'm going up in your butthole. I'm just telling you to get it ready. And he had the Vaseline, right?
All right. Good evening. It is Tuesday. We're 3 days away from Cupid time. So shout out to Cupid. He's going to pull back his bow and let his arrow go. And we'll go from there. So I hope you all have nice plans for the weekend. We're going to go see Captain America. So I'm excited about that. All right, got my tickets. And we're going to have a good old time. So big shout out to people that are here now. Big shout out to the first 48 who was bold enough to leave a comment. Also, I think I just saw a post where I think we lost another gamer today. J-Tech has got he's got a post up of some young man that passed away. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but make sure you keep that guy's family in your prayers tonight, and just remember how lucky you are. You got to wake up today, and you know you're gonna go to bed tonight. Enjoy your day, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, and a lot of people are not getting that. So let's keep that family in your prayers. Also, we got some topics to go over, but shout out to Gorilla One and Mike Johnson. And Plus Ultra in the building. Make sure you all leave a like and a comment. Don't be scared. Also have a poll up here. And I really want to, these topics just came. I was going to talk about this yesterday. I'm glad I held off. I'm going to do my Dragon Age Veilguard review. I have finished it. I beat it Sunday. Enjoyed it. A state of play has been announced by Sony. Okay? Not by somebody in Brazil, not by Marlin Gaming Nation, not by MBG, not by TCMF, which it's now officially announced. We can really talk about it now. And I did get some information on that. So big shout out to Foxy Games UK. He kind of broke some of that news today. If you aren't, make sure you go sub to him and make sure you go to his channel and leave a like over there as well. Just say, hey, the Porch Light Podcast with Craig sent me. Also want to break some of my own news here tonight. Starting April 2nd. All right? Starting April 2nd, 2025, Craig the Tech Guy is going to be retired. The name will be retired. I will officially go by the name Grift Cloud Gaming. That will be my official name coming April 2nd. Grift Cloud Gaming. So make sure you all, when you see that pop up, that is still my channel, but we're changing the name of it to Grift Cloud because I just think that's more apropos for what's going on, and it's just going to get griftier. It's going to be the griftiest grift of the grift time that you've ever seen. It's just going to be a giant grift. So make sure you all are ready for that. We are about 2 months. We're 2 months away from it. Officially, we're about 7 weeks. So, but want to get into the first story, which is not an April Fool's joke. If not, I'd be doing it April 1st. This is April 2nd. So you all be ready for that. And it will be, again, Grift Cloud Gaming. I'm going to have a new background here. I'm working on that. So I want something where somebody's taking somebody's money. I mean, so I have to try to come up with something. I have to try to figure it out, right? I got 6 or 7 weeks to do it. I've had this one up for almost 6 years, and time for a change. And with everybody grifting, this is going to be the griftiest grift ever made. So we'll go ahead and get that done for you. Okay. So again, remember, Grift Cloud Gaming starting April 2nd, and I'll be announcing it again tonight on 60 Frames No Lag. So and we'll go from there. But that's my own little housekeeping there. Want to start with my Dragon Age Veilguard review and go top to bottom with it because I gave the game a solid almost 8 out of 10. It was fun to play. Let me tell you what I really liked about it was the team building. It was an RPG. I like the team building aspect. You can choose what you are, and I chose to be a swordsman or a knight. Some people are choosing to be a canard. Some people are choosing to be an elf. It was perfectly fine. But so you choose who you are. You make your character up. You face paint on. You put tattoos on. You're also able to go back at any given time. At any given time, you can go back and you can do this. They have something called the Mirror of Change. And you can go ahead and just change what your character looks like. You can change face paint, change the tattoos, change the clothing. You can do all that in this game. Now, here's what they did, just so you all know. If you play Dragon Age Inquisition, they allow you to carry your Inquisitor over. But if you don't have that saved, and that game is over 10 years old. If you don't have that game saved, talking about Dragon Age Inquisition, it automatically defaults to a female Inquisitor, and her romance that she did in canon is with Solus. Now, that was an offshoot for me because my Inquisitor was male, and the woman I chose to be with was the female swordswoman that had the scar on her face. So again, that's just me. Now you have 2 characters that start out with you that were in Inquisition. One of them, his name is Hardy. She's part of your Inquisition, part of the Inquisition. And I didn't forgot Varric. He was there as well. So, but at the beginning, when you're trying to stop Solus, Solus is a elven, and he's called the Dread Wolf. And so at the beginning of that game, you're trying to stop him from tearing open the veil. And ultimately what he ends up doing, because the veil got effed up, the 2 elven gods got out, male, female, just tough. And they're blighting, basically turning everything red, pulsating red. And they're blighting the dragons. Hence why it's called Dragon Age. And you put a team together. This is typical BioWare. You put your team together, and you have to do all these missions with each one of them in order to gain full loyalty. Very similar to Mass Effect. You have to gain full loyalty, and once you gain full loyalty, that's when you, I would say, take on the end game. Now, what I liked about it was a full RPG. So you could stop the motion and choose what you were, and people who saw me playing it, that's what I was doing. I could pull up the weapon wheel, as it is known as, pull up the weapon wheel, and I would choose to do whatever. And it had some cool ass powers. These are things that I did like now. What I really didn't like, combat wise, it felt over taxing. It would have been cool to have a combat system where your player would get tired, because he didn't. Your other people, you could tell them to go after one person. You could quick key that, go after one person, go after 2 of the people at the same time. You concentrate on a person. It allows you different ways to fight your enemies, and there's plenty of enemies to fight. But that's the story, is the 2 elven gods getting loose, and then your goal is to stop them. And you have to put your team together, and you have to do your thing. It is a fun game. I recommend it if you like RPGs. You're not an RPG fan, and it's wide open. If you're not a fan of that, and the game is gorgeous, great music. The scenery is really good. The draw distances are off the chain. Here's another thing. Let me tell you another thing I didn't like. if you don't know anything about the world between worlds in Dragon Age, I think that's what they call it. That's where this game is happening. It is happening in the world between worlds. So you get to see all kind of crazy stuff. Most of it is Elven. The Veil Jumpers. It's cool. It's these people that portal, and you get the ability to portal into these different places or Veil Jump. It's pretty cool. It's that. So you hear about the Veil Jumpers in Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Inquisition. But it's kind of like, well, who are they? And you finally see who they are. It is a pretty cool group of elves. So, but you have the elves, you've got thieves, you've got assassins. You have it in this game. And you can make and one of the hardest, and you got to make decisions that come back and haunt you. You got Grey Wardens, you got it all. And so I recommend the game because it's fun to play. Now, if you don't like RPGs, and you can romance, I think as a male, you can romance. I started romancing the girl with the staff, the sorceress. I started romancing her first. Then I started romancing the elf. Then I started romancing the blue girl, and I chose to be with the blue girl. Now, the quote love scene in it is trash. That is one of the most disappointing scenes I've ever seen in my life. Like, come on, BioWare. They still have it, like, it was worse than Mass Effect 2. I mean, Mass Effect 2 was trash. Especially if you hook up with Miranda. Miranda, come on. I mean, I wanted to get a boob shot or something. But she's stacked, right? I think they said her measurements were like 36. Miranda's like a 36C. And she's like a 36, 22, 30, 36. I think that's her measurements. Oh, my God. But yeah, I mean, it's bad, man. I mean, it wasn't that good. So will I go back and play it again? Maybe. It's a long ass game, so you get your money's worth. And I bought the game on Black Friday for like $39.99, one of those kind of deals, at GameStop. I traded in my old school PS5, got $340 for it, bought some games with it. And now I'm about to start. I'm playing Zero Dawn again, and I'll add another game to it, probably Mirage or Valhalla. But I recommend the game if you like team building, you like that type of BioWare game. If you like Mass Effect, and big shout out to Corey Massey, because he's the one who really recommended it for me and said it's the Dragon Age Veilguard is the Mass Effect of Dragon Age. And that's exactly what it felt like. It literally, I mean, you had the ending where you had like two scenes where you had to go after the female goddess and then the male goddess. And the female goddess was harder for your team. The male goddess was easier for my team. Now, this is the way my team was designed to go after him. I didn't think the female goddess would be as difficult as she was. And that was difficult. I mean, that was hard. I mean, that's all I can really say. That was very difficult. But you make decisions along the way that affect the way your game is playing out. And you don't really know if you can win at the end until you get to the end. It's like no different than what Mass Effect they did. Every decision you make in Mass Effect 1, as insignificant as you think it is going to matter in Mass Effect 2 and or 3 or both. So just remember that if you play these games. I gave Dragon Age a nice high score, but again, understand I like playing RPGs and putting a team together. Like I did in Oblivion, you put a team, you have to go to each town to save them from the Oblivion gates, and once you do that, you can go ahead and start attacking the issue there. But remember with Oblivion, if you play Oblivion, you're going to get a letter at the beginning of that game, and the king is going to say, deliver this letter to my brother. Don't do it. Because if you deliver it to the brother, that starts the end of that game. It's a trick that they played on people. Shout out to Bethesda for doing that. But this Dragon Age game is a solid RPG, and it's gonna go up there. It's better than Mass Effect Andromeda, I can tell you that much. And speaking of that, I'll close with this. Dragon Age Veilguard should have been the game they did in 2017. They being BioWare. they did Mass Effect Andromeda. And you have to understand, Mass Effect 3 came out in 2012. Mass Effect Andromeda came out in 2017. Dragon Age, I think, came out in Dragon Age Inquisition, I believe, came out in 2013 or 14, something like that. Maybe somebody can double check that. But Inquisitions is arguably considered one of the best RPGs ever made. So had Veilguard came 3 years afterwards in 17, I think they have a legitimate hit on their hands. But they didn't do that. Now, is the game woke? Yes, the game is woke. It is super woke. So if you play the game, you will become woke. Like, and it won't be a normal woke. You're gonna be super woke. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. You're gonna be so woke, it's gonna be Star Wars woke. Like, it's gonna be bigger than that. In essence, you build it has people of every persuasion. Like I said, Emmerich as a man, you can romance him, so you can go ahead and take a butt like Chocolate Thunder. You can do that. You don't have to do that. It's an RPG. Again, I'm making this clear. You don't have to romance anybody. But for me, as an RPG, it's me. I got to go ahead and take a butt or take somebody. So just like in Forbidden West, it gives you a choice to kiss the girl or not. Now, I went into the game like, I'm not going to kiss the girl. But at the end of the game, I decided to kiss the girl because they went through some crazy times fighting those machines. I'm like, all right, well, and if you didn't know, Aloy, according to the lore, likes Varl. I mean, she likes the brother, but the brother, he found him a nice young black woman on there. And it's, I couldn't believe what I was looking at. Like that's one of the best, if not, that's the best looking game I've ever seen. Remember I showed you that Pong game? Like that's what we were playing back in the day. Those were our games. And somebody said that's trash. Yeah, I mean, not when you were a 4-year-old boy. It's kind of like, oh, this is so cool. All right, so Veilguard, I recommend if you want to wait for another sale, go ahead and get it on sale. You will not be disappointed. But please understand, your Inquisitor, if you don't carry them over, will be a female. Your Inquisitor will romance Solus. Now, that's what I have to say about that, okay? It is your money. Go do what you want with your money. If you never want to play it again, that's fine. I kissed a girl. That is, well, that's fine. I like kissing women. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about that. That girl was cute, and so was Aloy. Aloy needed to get laid. So, I mean, that's all I can really say about it. And you have a choice. It ain't like The Last of Us Part 2. The Last of Us Part 2, where Ellie just takes it from Dina. Even though they just got done watching a porn movie called Smash Brandy's Cooch. I mean, I don't know if you all played The Last of Us Part 2, but that went over a lot. A lot of people didn't catch that. So when they go in that little area and they're like, oh, here's a movie. It's called Smash Brandy's Cooch. Instead of Smash Bandicoot, they call it Smash Brandy's Cooch. I literally dropped the remote when I was playing with it because I had on my headset when I was playing that. And when that was said, I'm like, holy cow, they are something else with this writing. Love the writing. Okay, bold writing. Dragon Age, again, bold. And again, I'm going to make this clear. You don't have to romance anybody. You don't. Now, they will flirt with you, but you don't have to romance anybody. My decisions was let Nev take control. Let Nev control Dock. It sounds like she's saying Dark Town, but it's Dock Town. Let Nev have Dock Town. When you try to figure out which city to save, I think Dock Town's being attacked by a dragon, and so is Traverse. Save Dock Town. Traverse is effed up afterwards, but you can go back into Traverse and help them, do missions with them, and they'll regain your trust and things like that. Make sure you build your team, get all your characters, do all the missions with them, because you'll go talk to them and they'll say, hey, I got a distress letter. I've got, somebody's trying to make contact with me. I need to go find out what's going on. So do those things, and you'll enjoy it. It's a long ass game. I tell you that much. The end sequence for Dragon Age Veilguard The end sequence, meaning once you decide to go talk to the Inquisitor, that starts the end of that game, 6 hours. I played it during the Super Bowl, and I'm like, and I played Sunday for 10 hours. Okay, so moving on. So that's how long it takes to do the end of the game. And I didn't die. I was defeated a handful of times, but I didn't die because my team was too good. I could auto regenerate. I could they had the best weapons. They had the legendary weapons, the legendary outfits. It looked cool when we were at the end of that game. Everybody had it looked good. It looked good. So bold or just degenerate writing. Laugh out loud. I think there's a difference. No, the writing was bold in The Last of Us Part 2. It was very bold. So, that's all I can really say. It was in your face type of writing. A lot of people don't like that type of confrontational writing. That's what it's called. Very in your face type of writing, type of storytelling that they told. Last of Us Part 1, you were moving away from the characters, or they were moving away from you during the conversations, meaning that you listen to conversations, it's always about something else, which is fine. I'm not criticizing The Last of Us Part 1. It's one of my favorite games. The Last of Us Part 2 was personable. They made that game personal. They wrote it like it was personal, whether you're seeing it from Ellie's side or you're seeing it from side, it didn't matter. Each one of those characters had a redemptive arc, starting with Joel, Tommy, Ellie, and I can't think of her name now, Abby. They all had redemptive arcs. There's a lot of people who are so upset at the way that game played itself out. They didn't like the redemptive arcs. That's what it was about, letting go. Making sure you remember the good things about somebody. That's what made what happened with Ellie kind of tragic, because the one thing that she was still connected to Joel with was through music, and she could not play the guitar right at the end. So, but that was her fault. So just, it is what it is. All right. So moving on. So that's my Dragon Age Veilguard. You can make up your own mind. If you don't want to spend no money on it, don't. I'm simply telling you, if you like good storytelling, some really good writing, good action, a little bit overbearing on the combat, you have to be careful you just don't keep hitting the square button, like Bloodborne. So if you can master that, or not master it, pause. If you can get that under control, you'll be fine. You will be fine in that game. Okay. Now, let's go to the next story. Let me see what it is here. Where do we go here? Hold on. Let me look at my text here. State of Play. Let's talk about State of Play real fast. So if you don't know, there have been rumors for 2 weeks being spread by people like TCMF, Marlin Gaming Nation, MBG, multiple other podcasters were saying it was going to be a State of Play, and it had leaked out. And sure enough, now I still think Sony's the one that leaked it, but fair enough. Also, a big shout out to Hip Hop Gamer. He nailed the God of War stuff. This doesn't mean we're going to see it. It sounds like there is some type of God of War game or remaster, remake, what do you want to call it, that's coming in. So pause. It's going to be possibly announced here soon. Corey Mack said, I told you were like, yeah, I really did, Corey. Thanks, because I would not have played it. Because I let all the negative media, I got to give myself an L. I normally do not let other people decide, but that game had so much negativity. I'm like, I'm not going to play it. And Dragon Age Inquisitions was a decade ago. So I was using Dragon Age Inquisitions being over 10 years old not to play the game. But you were right. The team building, I loved it. I enjoyed it. You all saw me playing it. I mean, I don't know what woke is. I mean, I'm just saying that, it was 60 frames per second, locked, no drops, gorgeous game. Ray tracing was very good. You all saw that. So good game, fun, but you gotta like the whole Dragon Age lore and know who the Veil Jumpers are. If you don't, you're gonna come up short on that game. But I had to go back in and figure out who the Veil Jumpers were, who your Inquisitor is, so forth, so on. Okay. Moving on. All right, so state of play. Now, I did reach out to 2 people that I trust. And I asked them about this state of play. I'm like, is this going to be another just kind of okay state of play? And this person said no, that they're going to have some pretty major announcements at this state of play. That's it. All right, now that's what I was told by someone I trusted. I got it verified. I didn't ask them what they were going to show. That I'm simply saying that the state of play on the East Coast is at 5 p.m. So if you live on the West Coast, it's 2 p.m. If you live in the Mountain Time Zone, it's what? 2 o'clock. All right. If you live in the Mountain Time Zone, it's 3 o'clock. 4 o'clock in the Central Time Zone. That's Texas, Colorado, Oklahoma. East Coast, basically east of the Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, 5 o'clock, I believe. Okay. So what game am I, and I want you all to tell me, what game do you absolutely want to see? All right? And don't be goofy. I mean, I've seen some stupid ass stuff today from Days Gone Remaster. But my favorite game, the game that I am looking forward to seeing, is Lost Souls Aside. That's really one of the games I'm really looking forward to this year. I don't know why. I don't know why, but for some reason that game has got my fancy. And also another game, that my second place game, is it called Split Factions? The Split Faction or something like that. So that's my second one. I don't know if it's Split Faction, Split Second, or something like that. I'm actually looking forward to seeing more on that game. And if those 2 games are there, I'll be happy. Now we know one game that will be there is Baby Steps. We know that's going to get shown. So. But we don't know when it'll be shown. Nova Red is saying GTA 6. Okay, well, who knows? Wouldn't that be something else if they did show GTA 6? Unlikely, but okay. That's it. What other game then? So, Scott is saying Legend of Dragoon reboot. Yeah, state of play is tomorrow. It was announced by Sony. That's the only reason why I'm really talking about it. It was because it was announced by Sony. And here, let me PlayStation News. Let me put it up here for you all. And I'll just pull it from the PlayStation blog here. And let me put this up on the screen here. Let me go here. Source. Go to screen capture. And there you go. There you go. And so it's gonna be here tomorrow. Is the words? It's coming. It's coming. So Wednesday, February 12th, 2 p.m., 5 p.m. Eastern. I have no idea what CET is, and I don't care because at 11 o'clock I'll be on my CPAC machine. Okay. So so it says here, State of Play is back tomorrow, February 12th. Tune in live for news and updates on great games coming to PlayStation 5. See, it doesn't say first party. This says great games coming. Pause. The show celebrates a creative, unique selection of exciting games from studios around the world. That's third party, okay? Then that doesn't mean that they don't have some type of deal cut, but it just means that it's third party. So, okay. So I don't think, I mean, don't get me wrong. If you see something first party, what would you like to see if it's first party? Because they normally would put in from our first party and other partners, but they didn't do that this time. It is 40 minutes long. You can co-stream on video on demand, shows you how to do it. Again, I won't be doing that because I won't be home tomorrow till probably after this. I'll watch it afterwards like I've done before on the PlayStation channel, and I will comment after that. Probably on Thursday. Yeah, I'll do it like at 6 o'clock before Crossfire. I'll do a show on it, okay? Because Crossfire will be on Thursday night. Hold on. Tomorrow? Yeah, because I'm not going to do it tomorrow because everybody's going to do it tomorrow. And whoever you all want to watch, I hope you watch your favorite podcaster. I know J-Tech is going to show it. I know Marlin Gaming Nation is going to show it. I know that there's other people talking about it on Twitter that they're going to stream it. So, just MBG is going to show it. So, who else? Sick Humor will more than likely show it. So, again, choose whoever you want. Make sure you support them and leave a like and leave some comments, okay? Don't be afraid to comment. I mean, we actually do read your comments, and I'm getting a lot of people watching, but it's like they're scared, to leave a comment or two. Maybe they think they're going to get their cheeks busted, but no, you won't. I promise. That's why I'm asking you to leave the comments. You have amnesty when you're reading the comments. So, but that's what you're going to see tomorrow. So I think we'll see baby steps. I think we're going to see the split. I don't know if it's split faction or split ratio, something like that. So those are the two games I want to see. Lost Soul aside, split ratio, split whatever it's called, and then the game that's on my fingers crossed list is the Rise of Hydra. This is the Black Panther Captain America game. I think it would be fantastic because a Captain America movie is coming out Wednesday, Hump Day. Now, I'm not going to go see it till Saturday. No lie, I've already seen it. I'm going to I get to write an official review tonight at midnight. I ain't doing it. I'm going to bed. So I'll write it tomorrow afternoon when I get home, right? So that'll be fun. All right. So at the end of the day, I'm also trying to have Chris Bagan come on and let's talk about it maybe Saturday night. Or maybe go on his podcast and talk about it. So maybe Chris Fagan, he got his own podcast now. All right. So just remember, those are my 3 games, okay? Those are my 3 games. So what are your 3 games? For me, Lost Souls aside, okay? Lost Souls aside. What's up, Harry Tron? So Lost Souls aside. Let's see here. Can I not? Okay. Split faction, split whatever, the split decision, and then my fingers crossed game is, which I'm not going to be mad if they don't show it, is the Captain America Rise of Hydra game. So those are my quote unquote 3 games. What are your 2 top games you would like to see tomorrow? And then what? Because this time tomorrow you'll be talking about it. What 2 top games do you want to see? And then what's your dream game? So what is it? Some people are saying they're gonna announce Xbox games tomorrow. That I would roll, like I would hit the floor laughing if they showed. I don't know, because there's a report out today. Did you all see the report today? I was gonna say Helldivers. Hellblade 2 is going to be announced here shortly for PlayStation, the Xbox game from Ninja Theory. It's allegedly going to be announced here pretty soon. So, also, I want to break the news here about Kojima's game called Death Stranding 2. A lot of people are saying it's going to be there, but I don't know if you all saw. Sony is doing a whole separate event for Death Stranding 2. Now, does this mean we won't see anything? Damn, Brian's new dishwasher. I mean, y'all got some names out there, man. Brian's new dishwasher. God damn. What are you, a Maytag or a Whirlpool? Brian's new dishwasher. I gotta make him a mod, man. You got a name like that. See here. All right, so Brian's new dishwasher is a mod. Bonjour, Nova Red. Bonjour. Certainly hope you all are doing well over there in the beautiful the beautiful country of France. Nice wine country over there in France. And yes, I am going to Italy this year. I'm going to northern Italy where a flying saucer crashed. So it was recovered by the Italians. They thought it was the Germans. The Germans said it's not ours. Henceforth, the Axis is born and World War II. All right, there you go. So that's a little history lesson for you. But shout out to Nova Red, all the way from our beautiful princess over by the Eiffel Tower. She is standing next to the Eiffel Tower right now. I bet she's tired of looking at it. So, but it is what it is, right? It's like if you live in New York, the Statue of Liberty, you're like, all right, we've seen it 1,000 times. So, Garceth says Reforged. Yeah, Reforged Gaming will probably show it again. Big shout out to Reforged Gaming. That podcast he did yesterday was fire. Make sure you go watch that. And this, it was fire. How it's broken down on Reset Era. It's broke down on Reset Era how Paris and Dustin Legary and multiple other people went from saying that exclusives is good to it's needed to now it's not needed. It's on Reset Era. He does a really good job breaking it down. He did say over a year ago, give or take, that there's a We Bleed Blue podcast. Okay, sounds like a UK podcast. We Bleed Blue. God, that's terrible. If you're bleeding blue, you got bad Venus return. All right, so it's just make sure you all do that. Just support whoever you like. Just leave it. Say P-Rock gonna go crazy with Lost Soda side trailer tomorrow. Well, I'm really looking forward to it as well. So I really hope they show it. Let's see here. James Goodson, how you doing? Well, what is your? There's a rumor Hellboy 2 might be. Well, I didn't know they were making a Hellboy game. So okay. Also, yeah, I don't do big rumors. I will simply mention this one because this is a big rumor. An alleged Batman exclusive game. If Sony got that done, oh my. Again, I'm just saying, oh my. That's a rumor. I normally don't even comment on rumors. But if that's true, then geez. That's all I can really say. I mean, geez. Imagine if it's Sony Ben's new game. Because remember, Sony Ben working on another game. So let's just wait and see. Just Prince TV says he's been to 10 countries so far and he loves traveling. Well, Nova Red said bonjour in Italy is better. Well, okay. All righty. Well, remember, France has the Eiffel Tower, and I do believe the French gave the United States the Statue of Liberty. I think they donated it. It was like the United States was having a dono war, and France gave that. So see, dono war started way before everybody was born. So France won the dono war, right? So Metal Gear 3's what Nova Red is saying. Yeah, I mean, somebody we got Wolverine by Nova Red. So now is Metal Gear and Wolverine your top 2 games you like to see? Or like what is a game that you just think, this is kind of a dream game? For me, it's the Black Panther, the Rise of Hydra game. I would love to see more on that. We haven't seen anything on that since Comic-Con in New York. They showed it there, but they haven't shown it anywhere else. So Nova Red said they built one for New York. Yeah, so there you go. She knows French history. Oui. So all that Discord Sony hate. I mean, again, I just can't get myself upset over a grown man that wears a dress. So is that your king? That's all I can say. Is that your king? A man that wears a dress. And I just need to leave it there. I mean, maybe, and again, make this clear. Like I said, you got a lot of moisture out there. You got a lot of soy boying going on out there. And this dude was wearing a mini skirt. Now I can't get into that. I mean, so I don't care what anybody says like that. So Boomstick says Sony. Well, they already are putting MLB The Show on there. So I mean, again, Sony. They've been doing that for what, 5 years in MLB The Show. So okay. Well, I mean, it doesn't mean that we don't know what Sony's going to do. So until Sony says it. So that's but again, that's GT4 remaster. That's all right. So that's your dream game. Okay, I can tell you GTA 4 is not happening because the GTA, that remaster series they did of Vice City and all those other games, nobody bought that. And again, and if you try to go back and play that game, I understand why. Because a lot of the music isn't on there anymore because the licensing ran out. So it's just, I understand. But Vice City is still my favorite one, barely. Because I grew up in the 80s, and so that music that was on, the cars being blocky, that's what it reminded me of growing up. So like I said, love the music. And San Andreas is right there. And then I like Grand Theft Auto 5. I've beaten Grand Theft Auto 5 twice. And at the end of the first one, all three of them live. At the end of the second one, I got rid of Trevor. And that gives you more money. That gives Franklin and Michael more money, but they don't ever talk to each other. Brian's new Discord, Hellblade 2, Shadow Drop. Well, we'll see. I mean, I get what the Xbox, what the PlayStation fans are doing. They're just trolling at this point. I don't think anybody in the PlayStation community, or let me make that clear. I don't personally believe that there's going to be any Xbox game shown. That's just my opinion. So if it happens, I'll be on the floor laughing. Like, I will be on the floor laughing. So, but I don't know why y'all listen to Boomstick. You all told me he's his head is a bag of cats. That's what you all keep telling me. So why you listen to somebody like that? Mafia Old Country. Yeah, now you're talking. That's what I'm talking about. That Mafia Old Country. Yeah, that's something to keep your eye on. So, Nova Red, the GTA Vice City radio. Yeah, I mean, if you grew up in the 80s, just, man, that song they were playing, that Frankie Goes to Hollywood, when two sides go to war, oh, man, the fix, one thing leads to another. The old school hip hop, playing that old school, stuff. Yeah, playing Parliament. Just, oh, come on, man. So, but San Andreas' soundtrack and GTA 5. People got to understand, those GTA games are all remasters already. So the Vice City game that's coming out, GTA 6, is a remaster of Vice City. Grand Theft Auto 4 is a remaster of Grand Theft Auto 3. And clearly you all can see Grand Theft Auto 5 is a true remake of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, to the point where Franklin, Big Smoke, and Ryder, if you go to Grove Street at a certain time, you'll see them riding their bikes. And they're 4-bit. They still have the 4-bit look on them, that we played with on PS2. Or 4-bit or 8-bit, whatever they use, okay? So, yeah. Yeah. But Ghost 2, okay. Want to see more on Ghost 2? Okay. According to them, Sony is broke. Yeah, I know. I mean, again, I don't. What they mean by that is Sony will make more money putting their games over here on Xbox. That's what they mean. What they really want is instead of them being men and grabbing their nuts and saying, I don't like what Microsoft is doing, which is what you're seeing in the overall media, which if you want to call it gaming media, that's fine. That is your choice too. Overall, they don't like the fact, because again, if you have a website that depends on hits or clicks, as you all would call them, we call them hits. They depended on clicks. If Microsoft is going to be going third party, what is there to talk about? Like, what is there to talk about at that point? You'll have Nintendo being first party, Sony will have first party, and from my understanding, Microsoft is going to have exclusive. Excuse me, Jez Gordon was saying this. Microsoft is going to have exclusives, but it's just going to be timed exclusives, and whether it's going to be 6 months or a year, we don't know. Ghost of Yotei release date, you hope you see. Okay. Well, I'm seeing that a lot. So what other games besides Ghost of Yotei? Now, Nova Red has said Metal Gear 3, and Nova Red has said Death Stranding 2. So that's, Darset says the whole slate. That's right, it's coming. It is. So, and again, make sure you give Porter Rock his flowers, because he's the one who coined the whole slate. After Tim Stewart, is that his name? The Microsoft CFO came out and said, we don't see Sony and Nintendo as competitors, blah, blah, blah. And he said something like that. Porter Rock's the one that said it's going to be the whole slate. Everything's coming. And then Bill Spencer goes out there, trips over his own piss, said it ain't going to be, it's just these 4 games. And then Amy the Hood sits him down and says, no, we're doing everything, Phil. You need to go back out. And now it's no red line. Is Starfield going to be on PlayStation? There are no red line. Not my place to say. When he says it's not my place, you know whose place it is? Amy the Hood. Like I said before, Amy's the one making these decisions, not Phil. It's a copium mechanism, yes. Yeah, just don't get, guys, I see Wolverine, okay. Now, Nova Red is taking all the thunder here. She's taking all the chocolate thunder. So she's been at like 3 or 4 games. You all are just sitting on your sorry asses. I see Metal Gear 3 a couple times, but it is Copium. Ghost of Yote, okay. Let's see here. It's Copium, yeah. Yeah, it is. You know, well, yeah, Microsoft is going to do it and Sony's going to do it. It sounds, like I said, it sounds like a bunch of second graders talking. Well, we did it, and you got to do it too. You need to do it. That's what it sounds like to me, but everybody's different, right? So, yeah, I talked about the Discord stuff because that's just a rumor. So, like I said before, but I don't care what a man with a mini skirt says, like at all. You know what I'm saying? So, if you didn't hear my announcement at the beginning here, guys, because it was only maybe 10, 15 people in here, starting April 2nd, I'm going to be changing. I know Nova Red is going to love this name change. My new name, my new handle, as we would say back in the CB days, my new handle is going to be Grift Cloud Gaming. That will be our GCG. Grift Cloud Gaming. That's what I'm going to do. So, and that will be the name here. So, I don't think you have to resub. If you see Grift Cloud come up, that's me. That is me. I'm changing it on Twitter and everything. I'm going to change that name on Twitter here. April 2nd. Not an April Fool's joke. Certainly hope you all understand that. Okay. So again, I think a lot of you all are just keeping your powder dry. Yeah, that's Darth Seth 24 says is that the game from Amy? You talking about the Rise of Hydra game? Yes. Yeah, Rise of Hydra game is from Amy Hitting. Yeah. Yeah, Grift Cloud Gaming. That's correct. Grift Cloud Gaming. You got a question mark up there. Hold on, let me see here. Alexa, how do I say Grift in French? Vignye? So is it Vignye Cloud Gaming? So yeah, Vignye Cloud. I'm gonna have to practice that. I'm gonna have to announce it in French. Mike Johnson says, yeah, again, April 2nd, Grift Cloud Gaming. Ballad of yeah, where winds meet. Yeah, I've seen that. I know J Dub is really excited for, what's it called? Hell something. But it's something, I forgot what it's called, Hellbound something, or something like that. He's really excited about that. I want some more VR announcements. Because I have a VR, and I'm gonna go ahead and get No Man's Sky probably on Saturday for PlayStation. So, because I keep forgetting that game is in VR, so I want to play that. So where winds meet. That's what. All right, maybe that's what he was talking about. So, but I see Final Fantasy IX remake. Yeah, and I don't think they're gonna show that, but man, I would love that. That is my favorite Final Fantasy game ever. I love Zendon and that crew. Just loved it. That game was on 4 discs as well. And but I talked about that, I think, with you guys before. Yeah, it was on 4 discs. I loved it. I love it. And still seeing the cover just brings back so many memories. I had such a good time playing that game. Just smiled the whole time I was playing. So that if they remaster it, I hope they give the characters voices. But I like 10-2 as well. 9 is my favorite. One of my favorite characters is out of Final Fantasy X, Waka. I think that was his name. That dude was hilarious. Like, he kept me rolling. But my favorite Final Fantasy game, as far as what the game was about, the way the characters were molded, oh my goodness, I loved it. Loved it. So, but I don't think we're going to get it, but I would love to see it. That's all I can really say. But those are my 3 games. I told you also my dream game is Rise of Hydra. The game I'm really the most excited to see. Hopefully it's Lost Souls aside. And my game on the second one level, Metal Gear's up there. So, Metal Gear's up there as well. So, but I'm more Lost Souls is what I'm really hoping to see tomorrow. Your favorite GTA character is Lance Vance. There you go. He was played by Philip Michael Thomas. So that game had that whole Miami Vice vibe on it. Yeah, that was Lance Van's Dance. Remember that was his name, right? Said, he was like in that helicopter. Which caller was like, Tommy was like, Lance Vance, your name is Lance Vance? Poor bastard. Oh, man. Give you Ghost, Legend of Dragoon, Final Fantasy 9. Okay. But isn't Legend of Dragoon, isn't that a long shot game as well? GTA 5 is, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. And Brian's new dishwasher is the newest mod because, come on, it's Brian's new dishwasher. Lance was a straight up fool. Yeah, he was emotional. Now that I look back on it, I'm like, man, he was an emotional wreck. But Lance in Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories, he's actually a beast in that game. He's a beast. And so is Victor. But Victor's the guy who gets killed at the docks in Vice City. Victor Vance is who died. So, and Lance wants to avenge his murder. So that's what it's doing. And Lance is actually keeping an eye on Tommy ever since Tommy gets into town. Like, they never played that story out, but it is. So that's what it is. All right. So we're going to move to the last story, as you know, which is this 12-hour outage or 14-hour outage that Sony had. And these moist-ass welfare gaming mode fanboys saying that it just really showed you when I was really talking about the entitlement that some of these podcasters have. And I want to give a shout out to MBG because on Sunday he was like, he went outside and started pulling weeds out of the ground. So he was fine. Now I was fine because my PlayStation is registered to me. So I just kept playing my games. I'm like, well, mine has never been down. Now, I assume if I tried to play anything digital, then it may have had some issues, but I mostly play physical. And this is why, if you want to know why I struggled the other day when I got my PlayStation Pro, when I struggled putting that thing on, the CD player on, now you know why I did it. I do not recommend you go 100% digital. You all know that have been subbed to me for a while. I am a physical person. I still buy CDs and DVDs. I buy DVDs, I buy records, and I still buy my games over the counter. I don't, like I said, I'm going to go get another game. I'm going to go get Assassin's Creed Shadows at GameStop. I'm not going to pre-order it. I'm just going to walk in there and say, hey, I'm Griff Cloud Gaming, and I need a copy of that Assassin's Creed Shadows. And I got a gift card, and I'm just going to whip it out. So, Scott says he didn't have any issues with his digital game. Yeah, okay, yeah, because I didn't try. I'm like, well, I was doing other stuff. And they did say, I guess, something called Monster Hunter, or whatever it's called, Monster Hunter 4 or 5. They're rescheduling that. So, but people just, it just really showed you how a bunch of entitled bitch-made babies there are. Make sure you, on 60 Frames of Lag Tonight, make sure you sub to everybody there. Sub to Extreme. He did a really good video on it. It lasts about an hour, give or take maybe 45 minutes to an hour. Just about how entitled people are. Nobody owes you anything. I don't know where that is coming from. I don't know if it's a generational thing, if it's something that your teachers taught you. You don't deserve nothing. When you sign up for PlayStation or PSN, you do sign a terms of service agreement. Do you all not read your terms of service agreement? It literally states in there that this thing can go down anytime, or they can just pull it back. Act Like You Know by Fat Larry Band, GTA Vice City. Yeah, there you go. Like I said, Two Sides Go to War. The Message is on there from Grandmaster Flash. I mean, they got some songs on there. But so I don't know if it is, and I'm just gonna chalk it up to a bunch of bitch-made dudes who want something for free. I put the exact thing what welfare is. It's an entitlement program, and these guys are Sony doesn't, again, for 12 hours or 14 hours, however long it was, they're giving you 5 days. So 5 days this month for 1 week, you will not be charged for Plus. So when you get your bill in March, it will be cheaper. Now, if it's not cheaper, I would call Sony up and say, hey, look, I thought we got 5 days credited. So what does that come to? So I'm paying $14.99 a month. So my bill, I'm assuming, is going to be about $4, give or take, $4 to $6, because we're getting a whole week getting taken off. So, which is fine. It did not bother me. I checked it. I'm like, well, this is why you don't have 100% digital. So this is it. So now again, Corey, you got to get used to saying my new name, which is going to be Grift Cloud Gaming. Okay, that's what we're going to go by over here in a few more months. Grift Cloud Gaming. So you didn't have any issues. Yes, oh, I read that. You have games you could play whenever you. Yeah, and if you didn't know that, if you already download the game, it's in your library. You can just pull it out of the cloud and play it. Again, I don't know if you all just didn't know that. Make sure you are registered. Make sure you have your Sony device registered to Sony. Okay, it's just the stuff that you are supposed to do. Read your terms of service, dickhead. Make sure you read that because you're signing up. I mean, they send you an email when you sign up. They send you terms of services when you sign up. And know what? You all don't read them? I mean, that's what it sounds like. These guys didn't read their own terms of service. They need to give us something for free. Yeah, I'll give you a free ass whooping. Yeah, Grift Cloud Gaming. That's what we're going to go by here in about a month and a half. Give you Extreme's link. Well, if you stop by 60 frames no lag in about an hour, we'll put it in that chat. Let me see if I can find it here. Hold on. I should be able to. Hold on. I think he put it in our thing. Hold on. Let me go here. Let me go to 60 frames. Let me go here. Here, he did a fireside chat. Here, let me just.
30 and 40 years. What?
There we go. So I'll put this link in the description here. Make sure you all go sub to Extreme. He's a little over 6. Let's get Extreme to 700 or 800 people, guys. Come on now. You know, that link I just put in there is the link to his fireside chat. And this, because I'm gonna get on off here in about another 10 minutes. So go listen to that, and then you should be ready for 60 frames no lag. I wonder if Porter Rock changed, because they gave us a new thumbnail for 60 frames no lag. I just want to see if he is using that. Here, let me go here. Let me go here. I'm just going to see if he put it up there. Now, he may not have. He is not. Okay, it's a Valentine's Day one, but I don't know if he's going to use it. Let me, I'll send him a message. Hey, you're using a new thumbnail. So, but again, great fireside chat. Again, I'm leaving it to this entitlement. I think it's generational. I've been saying that. I mean, now I'm more convinced than ever. It was kind of a hypothesis. Now it was a theory to this is proof of concept. And no, you're not entitled to anything. Get that through your heads. Get it right. This whole notion of, well, we're paying. Yeah, and you have terms of services. You know, it's like in the NFL. If you get a fine, you don't get paid. So if you are used to getting a paycheck in the NFL for $490,000, and then you get a $90,000 fine, guess what? That money's not on your check when you get it. That's not on your check. What's up, Lucian Sky? So just you all remember that, and you'll be fine. I mean, as long as you understand, ain't nobody owes you anything. I don't know where you all are getting that from. Like, where are you getting that from? You know, your mama lied so that you would shut up. Your dad lied to you to keep you quiet. You know, ain't nobody gonna just give you anything. I deserve. We're entitled. I heard your favorite YouTuber say, you know, we're entitled to know what's going on because we're paying. Nope. You got terms of service, bitch. And terms of service says it wasn't a hack, because you all should know. If it's a hack, they have to report that immediately. The fact that they didn't do it shows you it wasn't a hack. I'm like, all right, well, it's not a hack because they have to come out legally and post and make a statement. Oh, hey, look, our services are down. Wait, did you get hacked? No. Okay, well, let us know when it's back up again. Okay, fine. Just god dang. I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? So again, that's pretty much all I had on that. You just got a bunch of welfare game mode dudes in the PlayStation community thinking that they deserve something and they don't. Same people that says Sony mishandled everything we're bragging about. We're bragging about State of Play today. Go make it work. Go make sense of it. Go make some French toast sense out of that. Makes no sense. All right, you were just attacking them a few 24 hours ago. Now everything's lovey-dovey and, oh, we're going to see this, we're going to see that. It's like, shut up. I mean, henceforth, I'm changing my name to Grift Cloud Gaming. Scott, if you didn't know, or Lucian Scott, if you don't know, we're going to change the name over here to Grift Cloud Gaming. So, and I'm going to make that announcement tonight. Well, I'm going to wait a couple weeks, probably do it at the beginning of March. Going to change it to Grift Cloud. So that's what we're going to go by going forward. So get a new background and everything. So we have to work on that, but it is what it is. So I need, if somebody can make me another thumbnail for the backdrop of my Streamlabs, that's perfectly fine. I'll pay you for it, but it's got to be one of somebody either getting their cheeks busted or somebody being grifted out of their money. I mean, so that's what we're going to have to do. Call it Grift Cloud. So, and go from there. All right, and Grift Cloud is going to have its own merchandise. Make sure you get it. Get it good. Like, whip it good. But, so he says I was again, that's all you had to do was switch to offline. That's all you had to do. Go to the network, switch to offline, and then you were fine. You know, people acting like, well, because we're paying, we shouldn't have to go through this. It's like, shut up. You know, shut up. You know, what are you talking about? Read your terms of service, bitch ass. Damn. All right, then. I'm going to get on off here. We got 60 frames of lag, about another hour, people. So we'll see you over there. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. Memberships are available. Shout out to all the members. And you all take it easy. We'll see you in an hour. Deuces.